Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So there's new Flash Arrow footage from the crossover next week, and it implies that Oliver is going to learn that he really does have a son in Central City. So we are going to be talking about some Connor Hawke here, because he's also supposed to show up on Legends of Tomorrow. So I'm going to play these two promo clips, but fair warning, the quality's kind of janky, these are both rips, but the important part is that they give a big shout out to Oliver's child. So here we go.
What is going on with you? I'm pretty sure you're someone's father, Oliver.
That will change everything.
I know that William is my son.
So big flashing warning lights going off, Oliver actually gets to meet his son. But the real question is like what kind of story are they going to use him for in the future? Because each season we get like a little bit more. Like during season 2, we learned that he existed. Season 3, we got the teaser during the big Flash Arrow crossover. Season 4, we get to see him in person. So what are they going to do in season 5 now? Say Oliver were to take some parenting tips from Malcolm Merlyn, he'd probably get shipped off to the League of Assassins for training. Not expecting that to happen, although a version of that did happen in the comics. If you remember way back in the comics during the big 0 Hour event, Hal Jordan became infused with Parallax, turned into this giant supervillain, and destroyed Coast City. Oliver Queen ended up trying to kill him, and his guilt led him to go to a special monastery to try and wash away his sins. Like, oh my god, I killed one of my best friends. Later, when he found out about Connor, he sent Connor to live at that monastery. Not quite the League of Assassins, but you get the idea. Just like, sending him away to quote-unquote boarding school for superheroes. Now, because the TV shows exist in the real world, I'm not expecting that to happen. I'm expecting Oliver to try and have a more normal relationship with his son, albeit from a distance. So during these TV shows, Flash Arrow, all these other superhero shows, you can kind of demarcate them into different types of stories. You have like the superhero arc where they're trying to defeat a villain, some big plan, develop new technology. Then you have the personal drama, where it's the characters just being normal human beings. Like, you find people you love, you get in relationships with them, maybe you have a child at some point, maybe a mystery child. My guess is that if the child survives, which I think that it will just slowly move from like the drama stories to the superhero stories. You can't have a superhero as a dad without his life affecting yours. Like, there's no way you're gonna have a normal life. But as he says, the name of this child is William, it is not Connor. The weird thing that's going on though is that it does sound like Connor Hawke is going to be on Legends of Tomorrow, because the pitch is that at some point in the far future, Oliver Queen has fallen and someone has been inspired to take up the mantle. So of course that would be Connor Hawke. But it sounds like on Legends of Tomorrow, that character will not be Oliver's son. What about this clip though, Oliver's child in Central City? Legends of Tomorrow is going to address the Batman thing where it's like someone must always wear the cowl. So we'll see some future Green Arrow. For those of you that have never read the Green Arrow comics, Connor Hawke was introduced in the mid-90s, he got rebooted for the New 52, then they brought him back for Convergence. That was DC's big event that was going on while Marvel's Secret Wars was happening. Usually when he shows up, it's like the typical you abandoned me, daddy issues type story. Not at all like Damian Wayne and Batman's relationship. The funny thing about Damian Wayne and Batman is it seems like they have the most positive father-son relationship of any superhero team in the DC universe right now. As prideful as Damian is, and as withdrawn as Batman's personality is, you still get that they love each other. I don't know necessarily that type of relationship would work well in live action. I feel like it's amazing in animation just because Damian Wayne is such a cartoony, over-the-top character. Like, that's why people love him so much. Because of this really cool heritage that he has, and this very Deadpool lack of care for his immediate situation. Like, he doesn't care about danger, he's just like, whatever, I'm Damian Wayne. So I don't think necessarily that Arrow would choose to go in that direction with Oliver and any children that he might have. But plus, his child seems like it's still under the age of 10 at this point. Just because so many things have to happen before they bring Connor Hawke on the show, if they ever did decide to do that on Arrow, I'm going to wait a little bit to do a separate Connor Hawke video, but if you guys want me to do that, just let me know in the comments. People always make Batman jokes about Arrow. Thea Queen is really like the Damian Wayne character of that show right now. But when you really think about her, she's kind of like a Damian Wayne character with the Mia Dearden Speedy name. So she has elements of both of those characters' backstories, like she was resurrected in the Lazarus Pit like Damian Wayne was. She has this crazy bloodlust, and she has a fairly good relationship with Oliver. But here's my big question for you guys. Given all the things that they're doing with Flash Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow this season, would you ever want to see Connor Hawke on the TV show? Like, do you think that the narrative would be able to accommodate him? Or do you think if they did bring him on, then the other big characters like Merlin or Black Canary or anybody else, really, any of those supporting characters would suffer? Just because you only have a certain amount of time in each episode, so certain characters won't get as much screen time as others. So that's one of the drawbacks to having like a really large cast with a lot of big characters. You can only develop a handful of characters each season. Like a lot of people have been asking about Laurel this season, like what is her story arc? Well, she brought back her sister, but what's happening now? Like we know what Sarah's arc is going to be. She's going to go on Legends of Tomorrow, be the White Canary. It's very clear, very laid out, but we really don't know what's happening with Laurel right now. Quentin has a much bigger story arc than Laurel has right now, which also kind of makes me think that he's marked for death. He and Diggle both, they're like my two top picks for who's going to end up in that grave. Paul Blackthorne is an amazing actor, so it would suck if he left the show, but I feel like of all the characters that you could lose without losing the integrity of the show, he's one of the top picks. Like if he left, they just have less stories at the police station. But just a reminder, next week, Flash and Arrow big crossover episodes happening, Red Tornado is coming to Supergirl, and Gotham is having its mid-season finale. There's going to be a special Batman v Superman trailer that's going to drop during the Gotham episode on Monday, so I'll be doing a separate video for that too. Be sure to subscribe to get everything, and actually we have a giveaway winner to name. Logan Creed, you win the Reverse Flash Ring giveaway for this week. Just be sure to private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact info. I'll start a new round of the giveaway whenever I post that first episode of The Flash next week. So there's been a whole bunch of Marvel, DC, Star Wars trailers that have posted this week. You can click here for the Legends of Tomorrow trailer, all the Flash Arrow stuff, and you can click here for the Captain America Civil War trailer if you haven't seen it yet. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.